Amanda, Seint Artist. We're gonna try a new application method. I got sucked in to watching another makeup artist talk about the application of another makeup artist. So this is like the game of telephone. I'm probably gonna botch it, but if you're watching this, it looks good. So it was a great inspiration. Nothing is gonna ever be exact, and I'm gonna make this work for me. So here we go. I'm gonna use a 3D brush, and I'm also gonna use the detail brush. I can't not contour with this brush. I love it so much. But I'm gonna use the pointy end of my 3D brush, and the first color I'm gonna go into, I've never tried this before, so we're all learning here. I'm gonna go into my brightening, which is Versailles. So this makeup artist likes to use a brightening highlight to create a bright glow from underneath. So they're gonna go above the brows and they come up. So I don't entirely know how this is gonna work. So we're gonna go down the nose. We're gonna match it here. And what they were talking about is that this glow from underneath doesn't always have to be an yeah. And we're gonna bring it really high up right here and then under the eye. Now, I started down here, so majority of it is here. With any makeup under the eye, I try to keep it very light, but I'm still trying to stick to what I'm being told to do. But this is gonna create, allegedly, a really great glow from underneath. So I'm bringing this up high on the nose, high on the side of the nose, into that corner, and then I'm gonna tap across. I want little product under my eye. It looks like I have a lot. I do have, this is nuts. I'm just gonna say it, this is nuts. But this is what creates this glow from underneath using just a lighter highlight than the skin tone. And when you're using a high pigmentation and you're trying to use a color that's lighter than your skin, it's gonna look like you have more product on your face than you do because this is not my skin color. So I'm gonna take the short end and I'm just gonna blend out the edges, blend it down. Same here. We're gonna add some right here, right here. We're just gonna blend this out. The last color I'm gonna put on is actually gonna be my main highlight, and we want this right here too. It's interesting. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and do my contour. And I'm gonna use the big end of my detail brush. I like this brush a lot. I'm picking it up. I really do need to melt these tins. I really do, but I don't have time. So we're gonna do contouring on either side. Okay, just get that contour in, and then we're gonna blend that in with that brightening. And I'm not gonna add my bronzer until the very end. That's pretty good, blending it together. I do this anyways. This is how I do it all the time. But look at that. Okay, so far so good. I mean, this is kind of what I already do anyways on my forehead, so this part's not new. But adding all this brightening, that's something. I'm gonna use I wish I had a newer brush that's clean. Okay, we're gonna go in on the small end, and I'm gonna grab my contour. So when you're contouring, I've seen other people come up really high here. You really wanna follow this natural shadow. This part right here, okay, so then we're gonna fill it in right here. I always have a hard time with my nose. We're probably gonna hang out here for a long time because I do have a bump that I'm very, very aware of. But you see how I'm following that natural? This is what keeps it looking, I think, when it comes to a nose. You can slim the tip, but you really want to stick to that natural shadow. Otherwise, it's like outer lining your lips. You know. All right, I'm using and pinching this small end. And again, following that natural shadow, and then I'm filling in because I had brought that brightening up, and I have the brightening here. So I'm just pushing mainly just into the big part of, what is this part called? I don't know. Tell me in comments. I don't know, but I'm just following and filling in between brightening and brightening. Coming down, squaring off my tip here. I'm gonna use my finger. The bridge of my nose, I don't really like to mess with too much because again, I have a bump and it's right here, then it dips in, and then I got my tip. So I'm really sensitive about my nose I never realized how sensitive I was about my nose until I was messing with my nose. Okay, we're also gonna stick with this tip, and we're gonna contour our lips. I'm gonna contour the lips across the bottom, and we're gonna go to the edge. Look at how It's a good shadow. I really like contouring my lips, so this one doesn't make me quite as nervous. It's the brightening for me that's making me nervous. But I love trying new things. And I see tutorials out there. Now, I don't like to knock somebody and be rude, but I have a hard time when somebody is trying something and they're really in your face and they're like, I bought it. And it's like, no. Okay, I'm looking bad, but I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna keep going. Sometimes you gotta make a mess to clean a mess. Okay, we're gonna go back into my olive contour, and I'm gonna contour in between my brightening here. We're gonna push this up. I want more. I like a bold contour. Am I seeing anything happening here? Are you seeing something? It's just fun. Makeup should be fun. If it's not fun for you, you're doing it wrong. And sometimes just trying something new, it just, I don't know. When I started using Seint, it made my makeup fun again. I look ridiculous. I look ridiculous, but we're gonna keep going. I'm having a hard time looking at myself. Whew, okay, so there we go. We're going right here. And now we get to go in and play with our main highlight. So I'm gonna go back to my 3D brush. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna fill this in on my lower part here, and we're gonna put in my main highlight. I'm using amber. I've got to get right here, push this in. And we're gonna get this, bring it down, filling it in. And we're just kind of putting it where I didn't have the brightener, but also evening out my skin, my skin tone. I feel like I'm cramped with space, and I think it's my sweater. Okay. I love this sweater. It is cozy, but it's the sleeves, they're big. And so I always feel like I have to do this with my desk so it doesn't dip into all this. I've got a lot of stuff going on right here. Okay. All right. All right, this isn't looking so bad. We're just gonna tap out this. This is actually looking pretty good. I have that brightening right here, and I think that's a big deal. Pulling up always gives you lift, but this is where, do we see anything different? I mean, I know I'm seeing texture, but that comes from using a color that's a little too light, but I haven't added my blush. Gosh, this is tough. This is tough. I'm not used to, it's hard. So this is one of the things that I can say about Seint Makeup is the same as trying a new method to applying makeup. It is worth the time. So when you're doing traditional makeup, I mean, I know how long I used to do my makeup. So if you're willing to put that much time into your face, why don't you put that much time into trying a new product? Isn't it funny how our patience is a little bit different? Okay, I've got my contour here. We're gonna go and do blush. So I really have been loving my Dahlia, but again, I have discoloration here, but I brought my brightening highlight down, and the other day I did that and it worked really well. So I'm just gonna pop this really, ooh, that's a lot. We'll be able to blend that out. We're gonna go in big end of the brush, and I'm just gonna do my blush back here. I'm not hating this. This is actually pretty good. I don't know if this would be my everyday. This is what they said was more of a glam event style application. And I bet with eyeshadow and all that stuff, it's different. I'm gonna use this end just to pull that brightening down and into that pink. And then I smile so I can see where my apples are, so I can bring that pink to it. But that's not bad. That's really not bad. Let's line the lips. I'm gonna go in with my favorite, MAC Half Red. It's honestly, I mean, everybody's like, it's my favorite on everything, but if you've been around for the last 2 years that I've been doing this, you've been watching me use this on almost every video. Okay, we're gonna line on the edge. And I contoured a bit differently, so this will probably be a different lip shape than I'm used to. But I always hang out on the edge. I don't outer line. I have a definite, not everybody has this, but the texture of my lips and the texture of my face is quite different. So if I outer line, you can really see. I also think I have a pretty defined edge at my Cupid's bow, so if I outer line, you'll see this shine. of my lip Cupid's bow between my lip liner and my lipstick. And that's another reason why I don't outer line. Plus, when I watch people who have done their makeup and they've outer lined and I see that, it's the only thing I'm staring at. Okay. Sorry, I hate doing that, opening my mouth during a video, but I like a sharp corner. Okay, we're going in with what color? I'm gonna go in with this one right here. This is Summer Love. I'm gonna pop it on. I think half red goes with every lip color, but this is what's in my palette, so that's why I'm using it. But I also really love lipsticks. I've got a bunch. I like the MAC lipsticks. I think they're super hydrating. I do try others. My other favorite is a Beauty Counter lipstick. If you're ever looking for a nice hydrating one, it's actually pretty similar to Summer Love, but it's not as shiny. This is Beauty Counter. This is the color Petal. I really love this one too. If you're looking for a good lipstick, that is one. Okay, we're gonna grab the bronzer now. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. So this is what they called toasting. We're gonna toast my face now. I'm gonna do my setting powder first. So I always put it on and then I come out here. I have oily skin and I really like setting it with powder because there's a fine line between dewy and greasy. Just like there's a fine line between matte and chalky. But everybody's got their thing. So I always start on the outside and then I work my powder in if I want to just set my makeup, but also my zit. I have a zit that just, it doesn't want to hold pigment at all. I'm gonna grab some Demi on it. We're gonna GY1 this puppy. So GY1, it's green, yellow, level 1, which is a lighter color. I'm gonna grab just a touch and I'm gonna go right over this zit. Then I'm gonna grab a little bit of this one. This is OR1. So it has an orange, red, level 1. Get the lighter. Boom, there we go. Okay, sorry, that's not part of the tutorial, but whatever. So we're gonna toast ourselves now. Fluffy brush. I'm gonna go into my Bella bronzer. It is on there. You can kind of see the darkness right back here. And we're gonna toast ourselves. But this is something that was done at the very end just to toast the skin. I kind of liked when they said that. I was like, ooh, toasting. I want to toast. So this is all we're doing is toasting the skin to create that J-Lo. It's not, I don't think it looks that different from what I normally do. It just was a lot more brightening to start than usual. So I don't think it looks that different. I don't think it looks bad. If I was doing an event, would I do it different? Just using what's left here to just kind of, I love that. This is what I like about creams. You can really snatch things up like that. You can't do that with traditional makeup. Anyway. I don't think this looks super bad. I'm gonna go in with my setting spray. This is Thank Me Later. It's $15.99 on Amazon. And I like it. I like it. I like Charlotte Tilbury, probably the best. I don't live where I can just go grab it. Okay, I put some setting powder on my brush. I like to top my setting spray with setting powder because again, I'm oily. If you think you can do your makeup and have oily skin, and you don't have to do anything all day, you're gonna be severely disappointed. And I think that's with any makeup. Your oil is going to change the consistency of your makeup throughout the day. So you do have maintenance to do. And my biggest suggestion is to keep one of these vanilla dusts in your purse and then go on Amazon and get these. I think it's like $6 or $7 and you get a pack of 20. And you just keep one of these in your purse and then you just put some on and then you can go and you can touch up. And it gets right up in here. This is where I get super oily and then you can just touch it up like that. And it doesn't add texture. It's cotton. It's not like a beauty blender. It's cotton. And if you start out here and bring in, if you pat the powder directly right here, you're gonna create crepiness. You're gonna get that texture. But if you start on your temple and bring it in, you'll get a better outcome. It's all about, it's not what you're using, it's how you use it. You can also do this when you're doing your makeup. If you're one of those people who likes a very matte finish, prep your under eyes. This is another tip. I should do a whole tutorial on just like tips for oily skin. But if you're gonna bake, prep with a preset. Does that make sense? You're gonna take your powder and you're gonna preset with one of these. I seriously think, get these, they're so good. And you're gonna grab it, you're gonna set, then go in and bake. Otherwise, it's really gonna grab, especially with creams and those really heavy like tart shaped tape concealers, it's really gonna grab onto it and it's gonna thicken the consistency. Whereas prepping it, I feel like it helps. I don't know why it helps. I'm not a scientist. I'm not even a real makeup artist. I bought the title, but it's just something I've noticed works better when baking. So that's it. But I wanted to try this method and I think it looks really good. I actually really like it. With eye makeup on, I'll post a picture of me after I do my eye makeup because I'm gonna make a tutorial. But I'm gonna post a picture of me after with my eye makeup. But I think that this is really good because if you're wanting to take this look and make it an evening look, all you really need to do is punch up your blush. That's it. Punch up your blush and do like a good eye. I don't know. I think blush is what makes it. I don't know. Anyways, I should shut up. Okay, that's it. That's the method. This is supposed to be the JLo Glow. You can grab an illuminator. Ooh, Angel has been my favorite, especially with Dahlia Lip and Cheek is so good. So I'm just gonna grab some Angel here and I'm gonna tap this right here. If you want that JLo Glow, ooh, my kids are running around, they'll probably come in here. Grabbing that, you're gonna hit this high point. It's the high points is where illuminators go. So this is a high point. Right here is a high point. You can just tap that out. Look at how pretty it just adds something. Oh, there's those kids. And then up here, and then I can grab the tip if you want. Get that Cupid's bow with a little bit of illuminator and those high points right here. Look at it is pretty. Okay. That's the JLo Glow. It's just extra brightening. It's really just working in reverse. Brightening first, contour second, and having that extra brightening down in this area is kind of, I'm gonna say the trick is right here. My forehead looks the same, but right down here in this area using that brightening, you gotta be careful, especially if you have large pores. If you have large pores, I don't think I would recommend this. I do have larger pores. Skin is a texture, but it's really not accentuating them, but I don't have extra large pores. So I think that's the trick. That's it. Message me for a color match. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyes and I'll post a picture after. And that's gonna be the look of the day. My halo's acting funny today. No, this is not my hair. I love my halo though, so don't come at me. Okay, have a good day.